Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Faery Crossing.
where the whispers of the Fae reveal their secrets.
Today, well, let's see. First, we should talk about who we are. I'm Summer from Astari Ascent. I do a lot of fairy stuff on my channel and have a full fairy spirituality. I also do like sacred folklore on my Patreon. So I do a lot with fairy interactions. Um,
And
and
you
I
do
also do a
magic.
lot of tarot on my channel. I collect fairy tarot decks, that kind of stuff, and journaling, all the fairy things. I try to keep that on my channel for the most part, and I share as much as I can about my fairy spirituality.
And you go so in depth on it. Like I'm always learning something new on your channel. Seriously. But hi, I'm the Wild Witch and I what do I do? I'm nervous, but I do wild witchcraft and magical living from the perspective of a sight impaired witch. So magic has no limitations, but um I I have been developing a relationship with the Fae for a few years now. I'm not as heavily involved with them as Summer is, I would say. However, I do incorporate them into my practice through witchcraft, so it's a little bit different. Um, and I think we celebrate each other's uniqueness. You know what I mean? We all do things differently.
And I think that's
Um,
perfect. That's,
yeah,
that's why we chose to do this together, right?
right, right. You got the fairy faith side of it. You got the witchcraft side of it, and it's a good blend.
I think it'll be really great conversations between the two of us based off conversations we've already had on a personal level.
I
So
agree.
today we are going to be talking about what if there were never any fairy warnings in the stories.
And what if those stories written and told about the Fae were influenced by them?
And of course, we're also going to explore kind of surface level stuff, who are the Fae, how we see them, what we believe in them, that kind of thing too. So looks like we have some people here.
We do. Hello, Christina. Christina
Hello.
W. Hi. Welcome. We have our Hillary over at Positive
Hi,
Energy with
Hillary.
Crystals. So happy to see you. As always, you are a delight. Uh-huh. And we have Amber, Psychopomp at the
Hello,
Void.
Amber.
Hi, Amber. So happy to have you guys here. Welcome. I hope you guys are excited. And feel free to share along with us in the chat. Like as we're talking and we're sharing, we love to hear from you guys, your experiences, your thoughts on things too. So we're the main, we're primarily here talking about them, but join in the conversation in the chat. We'd love to see you.
So, should we go ahead and get started?
Yes, ma'am. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
So, one of the big things about Fae is that people see them in many different ways, right? Let's start with who they are, what they are, right?
Mhm.
So, I work with brownies mainly. And what do you work with, Star?
I'm primarily work with the gnomes because I do a lot of garden stuff,
Okay.
and tree spirits. A little bit broader, but nature spirits as well.
I think that's perfect. I think that's absolutely perfect. I definitely work with nature spirits out here on the prairie as well. But
Mhm.
my main one that I have a connection with is a brownie. Or brownies. I'm not sure if there's more than one or not.
Oh.
And I have outside fae. I've showed that on my channel before. I have
Mhm.
a fairy garden, and I have bells out there where the fae can actually connect with me. Now, what kind of fae they are, I don't know, but that's where like personal gnosis starts to come in. So when we're talking about who the fae are, you're going to get a lot of variance. There's a lot. Fae is and fairy are very broad terms originally. Um, they were way back. fairy was also considered a ghost or spirit of loved ones,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And as well as beings of the other world, right? Other world of any kind. And then as time moved forward, fairy got its own like creature kind, right? And then fae became an overarching, I guess, word for all fae type creatures, which pulls in unicorns, it pulls in mermaids, it pulls in tree spirits like you work with, it pulls
Mhm.
in gnomes. Did I already say gnomes? I might have already said gnomes. And fairies and dragons. So anything that could be in the fae realm falls under the fae style category. While we will be breaching many subjects over the course of our Fairy Crossing podcast, our primary focus is just on fairy, but fae
Mhm.
will be a part of it as well because, as Star said, she works with a lot of different kinds. And over time, you kind of start to have a relationship with many different kinds.
Mhm.
And they never present themselves the same all the time either. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I've definitely noticed that.
Yeah, it's never been the same.
It's like it's like when their energy comes over, I can feel their energy, but the way that they're presented, like it's not always exactly the same.
Mhm.
Let's see. We got some people talking in here.
It's like,
Hi, Debbie.
"Hi, Debbie." Let's see, highlight Debbie. I love this. Oh, this is so nice. And hello, welcome.
Rochelle's here.
And we have Rochelle.
This should be, yes, it should be on both of our channels.
Yep, it should be. We are simulcasting at the same time.
Yay.
So that's fun. Super fun.
Super
I
fun.
love that.
Super fun. So,
But
go ahead.
oh yeah, I was right about to say, like, yeah, I do work with nature spirits, but like, and this is something I'd like to dig into at some point, but like not everyone sees nature spirits as fae. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, that's where personal gnosis comes in at.
It is. And there are people that fully believe out there that fairy is a spirit of people past. Like they still believe that
Right.
to this day.
Right.
So it
And
really
that goes
boils
back
down to
way
your,
back.
yeah, it really boils down to what you experience, your personal way of interacting with them, what you've grown up with, being told, because that's really important, right? We break those molds sometimes.
Mhm.
So that's what me and Star are doing here is because we both realized pretty quickly after talking to each other that we don't see or I guess agree with all of the things that are out
Right.
there. The normal things, the very popular trendy things about Aries.
Like warnings.
Yes, exactly like warnings. So
Mhm.
in the folklore, that's perfect. We could jump right into that.
Right?
So
Perfect segue.
exactly. So in the folklore, way back, fairies are always these kind of beings that you should fear, right? They're considered the good people because you can't talk bad about them because they don't like it, right?
Mhm.
Don't take gifts from the fae, don't eat their food, you know. How are you supposed to interact with something in a fair energy exchange without having the exchange,
Mhm.
right? But those warnings and everything else, they're everywhere. They're even in modern stuff today. Like there's no way around it. And it doesn't mean that warnings aren't warranted, right? Because they absolutely are. Just like anything else, there are going to be fae that are malevolent and fae that are not. So I think that's really important to like set up right off the bat. One of the things that I find interesting is if we never had those warnings, where would the fae be now? Like how would that work out? Like if you were never told beware of the fairies, they might run away with you. They might steal your, and you'll fall into like some fairy trap. I mean, what if that was never there?
Who put that there?
I have no idea. I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you, it's folklore, it's cultural, it's from all the little villages and everything else over time, and it kind of just added all up. Of course, each one in its own way, but the whole idea is you have people who don't understand something, right? And that's normal.
Mhm.
And we try to name it. We try to figure it out, even though we don't understand it. And in earlier times, those were often supernatural things until what science and everything else came about and started explaining things. Ooh. Your puppies would like to zone in on this conversation. They have something to say too. But I think that there wasn't anybody in particular that set that up. Like you should be afraid of the thing. I don't think that there was any one story or one circumstance that led to that. I think it was probably something that happened over time out of fear and out of experiences, probably, because that's not all good experiences. Let's see, what do we got going on in the chat
There we go.
here?
He has to shut the front door, but let's see. Rochelle, I don't see them like that unless, of course, they were Fae to begin with, or that we are from the Fae bloodline. That's interesting. Interesting.
Sorry, I'm trying to read the things. So, Rochelle, you said you don't see them that way. So, your perception is what how would you say for you?
Just my own perception, of course. Okay. And here's the thing, are the Fae the ones that instilled that fear? You know what I
Uh,
mean?
yeah, that's something that's coming up, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think some of it comes from parents trying to frighten their
Mhm. Yep.
children.
Yes, that is a big
Uh-huh.
deal. Don't go into the woods, especially, at night or during twilight hours, trying to keep track of their kids. I could see that. That's
Yeah.
totally valid.
Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh. Crap. There we go. I brought up a menu. I didn't want to bring that up. Um, as the
Oh, as
dead.
the dead.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not big on seeing them as the dead either. It's in a lot of the older folklore, like when you read Yeats or Evans Wentz and stuff like that, or even Reverend Kirk, which is all the really old stuff.
I
When you're
have a
reading that, you get a
theory
lot of that.
about that.
Okay,
Like, when you're
I'm interested.
dead, you go to the if you have a belief in the other world, perhaps that's where you would go. A lot of Fae reside in the other world. You know what I mean?
So do you think maybe your soul goes there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
possibly. That's
Are
where I'd
you
like to go.
right? I would have so much fun there. I'd definitely like to go there.
Mhm. There was a series called Lore. Tony. Oh, hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Had an episode. Oh, I'm Bridget. Really? That's my goddess. That's my matron goddess. Explained a lot of the. Okay.
We might have to look something like that up.
Yes. Yeah. That's quite interesting. Wow.
All right. So what else have people been talking about in here?
Oh, I gotta. I'm trying to catch up on. Oh, um,
Yeah, being dead doesn't make someone a saint.
this is true.
Will says he considers dryads under the Fae category.
Oh, I saw
Yes.
that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Those tree spirits, dryads and whatnot definitely fall
Yep.
under.
I can't go back through to find it, but yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
um, this is interesting, Tony. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. We're
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to look that up and take a gander at it.
Mhm.
So
That's
if you
interesting.
if you think about it in the ways like we were talking, which is why this topic came up for us, is because in private we were talking about folklore stories,
Mhm.
and then we got into, what if that fear was never there? Because there's so much fear based around fairy work, right? So much fear. Like everything is telling you, beware, don't do this and whatnot. And even on my channel, I've talked about it many, 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 many times. It is no different than anything else.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know, it's like magnetized with the Fae, right? Because they're so mysterious.
Yeah.
They're so elusive. People don't understand, people don't know. And it's such a unique thing to like dive into, even in a spiritual way, right? Most people work with gods or goddesses or that kind of thing. It's much different when you hear about people working with something specific like a fae or a dryad or a gnome or something like that.
Right. And here's the thing, when they're saying beware, don't do this, that sounds like a rule. We
A
all
rule,
know, at least a lot of us know, that do the Fae play by rules?
especially human rules. Do they play
Human
by human
human
rules?
rules.
Okay, we apply our human rules to them.
Right. Because that's what we know.
And that's what we expect too.
Right. Right.
That's, I mean, that's how our brains work. It's like this idea that they it makes me wonder, did they want us to fear them?
Mhm.
Right? Did they put that in somewhere? And that's where you had come up with a really intriguing idea.
What was my idea? Oh,
Whether or not the Fae,
oh, if they influence the fear situation?
if they influenced the stuff that was being said about them in the folklore.
Yeah.
Because that whole conversation, that's what it was about, was this
Right.
idea that if the Fae are influencing it, right? And I talk about the Fae evolving just like anything else would evolve. I mean, they're
Right.
beings. Human nature evolves. Why wouldn't Fae beings evolve? And you could kind of say that even that pushes the boundaries of putting human rules onto something. But at the same time, how do you not? Like, that's
Mhm.
the hardest part, right?
Right. Right. And if you don't evolve, will you get lost with the times? Is that something that the Fae
Right.
want? You know?
Or worried about even. I mean, like, I'm not going to say, I don't think the Fae are like sitting here going, oh my God, what are all these humans doing? I don't think that's happening. I don't really think
Right.
they put too much thought into all of us like that.
Mhm.
I think you build a relationship, and I think there are curious Fae out there that are interested in humankind. And I think there are probably a lot of Fae that are not.
Well, that's again a lot like humans, you know what I mean?
It
But
is.
who's to say, because we don't know for
All we have is
sure.
the lore, right? The
Right.
stuff that's being written about them, the stuff that people have passed down for generation to generation to generation.
Right.
So if it's back then and the fear is what drove them and the fear is what kept them relevant, right? And
Mhm.
nowadays, if they've evolved and they want to stay relevant, how would they do that?
Honestly, like, staying relevant today, you're looking at, like, modern literature,
Hmm.
modern TV shows,
Yeah.
things like that, you know,
Like,
like,
it's
staying with
evolved,
the
right?
times. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like even other things, like vampires started out as some horror being, right? And it has
Mhm.
evolved over the years and has branched out into different genres, including romance, right? The
Right.
Fae have done the exact same thing with books. In books and stuff like that, you have now found a lot of fairy romance and stuff like that. Now,
Mhm.
it doesn't say whether or not these are like giant winged creatures or something like that. There's some books that do and some that don't, and any number of different things. But I do think that there's something to say, like, are they inspiration?
I
What
was
are
right about
that
to say
like
that.
yes, are they inspiration?
Right, and it's like, are they giving us that inspiration?
Right, like
Is that
muses, right?
something.
Because muses were a thing.
Yes.
There are specific muses that exist, right?
Mhm.
I don't know that much about muses, honestly, and would
I
they
don't
fall
either.
under the Fae category, or do they fall under, like, God's
I
category? No,
It's like demigod situation as far
maybe
as there's
maybe
7
it
of
is
them,
demigod,
right?
maybe.
I don't. I did. I studied them a while ago. Greek stuff isn't quite my jam, but Debbie, it's like when interacting with energies. Okay, they have different things that
Mm-hmm.
they're okay with.
Yep.
Mhm. Yes, I love that, Debbie.
Oh, Rochelle put up something interesting in her comment.
It's fun to think about. Oh, I missed it. I wish you could also pin comments.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I don't
okay,
know if I can. Oh, look. Did I do that or did you?
I don't know who did.
But that's a great comment. That's a really interesting concept, encroaching on their realm.
Type of fae we're talking about and how human beings might be.
Right.
Oh,
That's a really interesting thing to consider.
that is pulling that inspiration encroaching too. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
man. But
Oh,
if the Fae are giving the inspiration, does that mean it's encroaching?
is it given
I don't know.
or are we
That's
taking?
yeah, exactly. That's something that could be within consideration because there's energy vampires, right? You can absorb of somebody's energy. People feel other people's energy.
Right. This
Is
is
that even a
such.
possibility?
Oh, the muses were daughters of Zeus. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was some sort of deity related situation. Wow. Um,
Will said, sometimes I feel the Fae welcome me into the woods, and other times I feel they are trying to frighten me off. And I think that there's that double standard there for sure, because the Fae, from what I've read and experienced, they have moods.
mhm. Mhm.
I've experienced moods with my Fae.
Mhm. But also, there could be a reason they're trying to frighten you off, or you feel frightened off too. Maybe it's like not towards you, but to like protect you from something else. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, especially if you already have a connection there, that could totally
Right.
be something.
And a connection with a specific one. There could be a reason, and they don't always make the. From my experience, anyway, like you're not gonna get a direct answer. I don't anyway. Like, you might. I usually don't.
I
Um,
don't either. That's always some weird indirect way that they're connecting with me.
right. Right.
The only thing out of all the stuff I've read and experienced and stuff like that that I could tell you for sure about the Fae
Mhm.
is that nothing is for sure about the Fae.
Right. Nothing is certain 100%. Like you always say, a lot of it is gnosis, right? You
It
know,
is. Even the old stories, that's all personal gnosis.
it's just what we get out of those stories, what we perceive.
Exactly. And how you bring it into your practice, including your witchy side, right?
Right. Right.
Because you're making that connection. You're just doing it in a little bit different of a way. Like, I think that would be more, you would be putting a lot more energy. Like, that kind of magic, that kind of witchiness that you're putting into that is a lot more energy and intent based.
Right.
Whereas I'm creating a connection, I'm creating communication, but I don't really do like a lot of like spell work
Mhm.
or anything like that necessarily with them. I do
And
offerings mainly.
a lot of my spell work I come up with myself, but I do like to take those folk practices,
Mhm.
um, like that the cutting folk used to use, like tying 2 rowan branches in a cross, right? Like an even cross, and then you use red thread. And some say that that is to protect against malevolent fae, while others say it gives you fairy sight. So, um, it's all perspective there and how you feel about it. Um, I do, I love those folk practices. It helps me to feel like I'm connecting to something older,
Right, yeah.
you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the folklore. When I'm reading the folklore, I feel like I'm connecting to tradition, to older material that I can pull into my spiritual practice now.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, I put that up already. Ignore me.
okay.
I was just trying to, okay, Zeus, yeah. I'm just trying to keep
You're trying to
track.
make sure you've gotten to all the comments.
Yeah, I try. It's hard with my eyesight thing
You're
because
doing really good.
I
And
have
we
to
have them
enlarge
up
on the
here.
computer.
We have them up here too, so everybody will be able to see them up here too. So
Yeah,
it takes the pressure off a little.
I love that. That's so nice that, like, you guys can see it over there, and it's like you're a part of the chat with us, so
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
I love
So
it.
it makes you when you are doing your spell work with the
Mhm.
Fae, right? And you started working with them.
Mhm.
Did you come across warnings for your spell work with the Fae?
Um, Warnings that I read in books, like, never say thank you, like, if they help you with something, right? That's a big warning that people give. And do you wanna get into that, or do you wanna save that for a whole 'nother thing?
I don't mind getting into it a little bit. I mean,
A little
the
bit.
idea, it's not like it's pretty prevalent. It's
Mm,
definitely something that's very much out there. And the more, I don't know, even me and Rochelle have talked about this. The more you put energy into something, especially as a collective, the more true you make it.
right,
Right.
right. So if I ask them, you know, if I have a pact with a certain one, I'll ask them to, like, bless my home or whatever. And one of the warnings, the big ones, is, like, never say thank you. Well, one of the reasons for that is because that's a conclusion. You know what I mean? That's you're ending something. You could be cutting off that connection. Well, they said their thanks, now I'm done, you know? Um, and it's like a service. But
Yeah. Which they're not in service to you.
right, right. I'd be insulted, but, like, from a different point of view, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're assuming I'm in service to you?" Like, it's an assumption. I don't know.
I hear what you're saying. I absolutely, yeah. That's one of the things. Like, of all the warnings, okay, the thank you one is one I get on board with. That's
Yeah.
one of the ones I can totally get on board with
Mhm.
because it is a presumption on our part,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's like somebody telling you thank you for something before you've even done it.
Right.
It's like an obligation then.
That's definitely, yeah, it is obligatory. Um, that's one I do agree with, you know what I mean? There's a way you could say it, like, I appreciate what you've done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
There's other ways and intent
phrasing
to go
it
about it.
right. But I'm trying to think of, like, a specific warning that made me, like, hesitate or aside from, like, the basic warning that they're dangerous, right?
Right.
Um, I don't have, like, a specific example for like, I've been thinking about this, and I don't know if it's because I don't pay attention much to the warning stuff. I'm a F around and find out girl.
I'm a little
Um,
cautious, honestly. To be perfectly honest, I'm a little cautious.
are you?
I am. I am. I try to be respectful, right? Because
Mm,
I would do that with anybody, not just because they're Fae, but I would do that with anybody I was
right.
creating a relationship with. I try to be respectful, and I respect the fact that there will be moods and there will be change in behavior,
Mhm.
and they are beings that are not human. And I try to remind myself that even when I'm trying to push my human ideologies onto them.
And, like, in witchcraft, a lot of us use iron for protection.
Yep. That I think we're going to save for another
Okay,
topic
I
because it's a
got
little
you.
heavier.
It
That's a little
is.
bit
That's
heavier.
a lot of detail, we'll save that.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
So let's see in the comments. What's going on in the comments?
I have to mute.
Okay. So I'm scrolling down here. The strongest feeling I get from the Fae, this is from Will, whilst doing spell work is they are, curious about how we do magic in our realm since it's different from the way they do magic or they do it.
How do we know how they do magic?
Right.
Aside from the folklore.
And the folklore doesn't even really tell you.
Right.
They don't. It doesn't tell you anything about
Right.
their kind of magic. Like you can go to modern day tellings, in not even lore, but in like fiction, like say Emily Wilde's series that I was reading by Heather Fawcett. And there's this idea that they create something in their realm, bring it over to our realm, and that's magical to us because it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But to them, is that magic?
Right. Or is that
Michelle says, I say thank you to whoever I'm working with for their energy exchange and time, not that they are ever in service to me. Yes. There's an appreciation there. And
yeah.
it brings me to this other idea that I've been thinking about recently, especially since I started doing the folklore stuff. And I was reading a story about a fairy gift. Okay. And it's in Evans Wendt's book, I believe. I think, or it might have been the Kiley book. I can't remember. It's either Thomas Kiley or Evan Flint. I'd have to go back and look for sure. But it's the fairy gift. And this guy receives a gift from the Fae. It's like a token, and it's supposed to help him be successful and get luck, right? But he's not allowed to speak of it. He's not allowed to say anything about it, right? Well, months and months go by, and his wife is like, why is all this happening every single day, just going on and on and on, and is really worried about why this is happening. Out of that worry, he is trying to alleviate his wife's fear and tells her about it. And the gift is immediately taken away. Right?
We
So here's
talked about
where
this one, yeah.
so here's where intent comes in.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care what that intention was, only that you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting? Like we talk so much on a spiritual, magical level about our intentions. Our intentions go out into these things, right?
Right.
But that story floored me because the intention didn't matter. It did
Right.
not
It's
matter at
it's the
all.
fact that you broke your word that mattered more,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Didn't matter why. You did it,
All
but you
right.
did it.
What do we got going on in
We
here?
got one from Debbie.
I always say thank you and bring them treats when they leave me something out on my yard altar. No ill
Aw.
effects, which is good. Respectful energy exchange, really.
Aw. That's sweet, Debbie.
But you
Thank you.
create that own interaction with the fae that you're working with too.
Right.
So I don't think anything's set in stone. Don't say thank you as a general rule.
Right.
Well, a general warning, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Tony says,
Is the way what's FAO?
F around to find
FAO.
out.
Oh.
Is the way forward, learn through experience. Dude, that is one of the things, especially with the Fae, learning from experience. That's one of the things I've spoken of too, is one of my experiences. I effed around and found out. Like I asked the Fae to, interact with me when I first started, and they interacted with me in a way I didn't want them to.
And that's the thing, sometimes you have to get really specific, and
Boundaries are important.
it's like that with spell work too. The more specific you are with your intention, the clearer it will manifest, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, clearer communication, you know what I mean?
Well, even in old lore and stuff like that, the Fae have clear communication when they do communicate.
It's just, do we perceive that,
Hmm.
you
Yep.
know? Yeah.
They might not give you exactly what you're looking for.
Right.
Let's see. Rochelle says,
I
I think she said something before. I say thank you to whoever I'm working with for their energy exchange. Okay. And then she said, but I do not ever connect with deity or energy in a devotional. It's more equal exchange. Yes, the equal exchange is important. I fully believe in that equal exchange as well,
Right.
especially when I'm working with Faye. There's a
Mhm.
fair energy exchange that I've always felt with them, where if and it's just like with any relationship, I can't expect somebody to create something from nothing with me if I'm not giving anything of myself or my time or anything like that. They're not going to either. Like there's a fair energy exchange in all of my interactions.
I like what Rochelle mentioned about discernment.
Discernment.
Um, that's someone else's personal recalling, though. We will
Yeah,
have to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Exactly.
And that's big with face stuff. That's
Well,
big.
it's all like it all feels like it's up in the air. Like when you first start working with the Fae, when you first start doing anything with the Fae,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you do is get all these giant warnings. Like they're like neon signs. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Which if you can get around it and start working with them, you kind of learn some things. But it's such a huge thing. It's almost overwhelming. And there's
It's
not a lot of information readily available other than warnings.
it's a lot of fear mongering, really.
Yeah, I could see that.
A
Because it
lot.
gets clicks.
Yeah, it
Fear
does.
mongering gets clicks, even in the Fae stuff.
13 roles for working with a fae. I mean, who hasn't seen those? I'm not calling anyone out
Right.
specifically
You're doing a
whatsoever.
general.
I just made that up off my head, but you know those videos.
I do. I do.
Yeah. We have Emily
Hi, Emily.
Emily Vanderhill. I love it. um, ah, gosh. Bridget, the fabled witch.
Hi,
Welcome.
Bridget.
Happy to see you. Uh-huh.
Let's see. Sorry, looking through comments here. Radia said so true.
Oh, hi, Radia. Welcome, welcome. I'm crap at highlighting these. I'm
You're
sorry.
good. You're good. It's okay. It's like yeah, like we said, it's all gonna come up over here on this
It's
side.
all on the screen,
It is.
so
It's all on the screen
yeah.
anyways.
And I love that y'all are talking to each other too. That's awesome.
Right.
That's what this
Exactly.
is about, like
It's
connection and
helpful.
community.
It's a little harder for us because we're sitting over here trying not to go like this to you so we can see all the things.
Right. Y'all don't want to see this. Like see the wrinkles on my forehead. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so are we caught up on comments?
We're pretty caught up. Yeah, people
Okay,
are
cool.
just saying hey to each other, which is cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And we need to make people mods in the future. I don't know if I can do
I
that
have
from
no
here,
idea. I have no idea how to
but
do from
I
there.
would love just because you never know.
Right,
I think that's something I'd have to go in and do manually.
right.
Yeah, I'd have to do it manually. It sucks. Okay. Um,
That's okay.
if
It's
you,
something we can work with in the future, I think. 'Cause
yeah,
it's
if you
just
guys
our first.
want
Yeah.
to DM me so we can mod you, that'd be, great. Um, if someone wants to be one. So, what's next on our little
Okay.
agenda?
So the last thing we really have for this episode, right? We already kind of talked about like how we feel about the Fae, what we kind of
Yeah.
think they are. We touched base on working with them and fears, right? Because those warnings are important. And then it boils down to muses and them staying relevant. Are they influencing stories? And that's where it comes to the fun thing that you wanted to do.
So, we wanted to pull some cards to see if to like get a little glimpse on if the Fae are influencing the stories told and written about them, right?
Right. That could be really
So,
fun because we're both, that's the thing, guys. We're bringing our fairy work She's bringing her magical work, and
Mhm.
we're bringing our tarot and oracle with us. So it's going to have all of it just
Yes.
randomly. Okay,
So,
so
what
what?
deck did you
I was just going to ask you that. Get out of my brain.
we've been on the same page, like, even creating the thumbnail, literally,
I
we
know.
were, like, creating something similar. Now, was that Fae
Exactly.
inspired? I don't
I
know.
don't know. All right, I'll go ahead. I am choosing a tarot deck. I did consider oracle, but ultimately I decided that tarot was speaking to me more. How many cards are we going to pull? Like, because you said you have 2 decks, right?
I did bring 2 decks, and I just because I couldn't choose, I suck at choosing.
So let's do 2 cards. You can pull one from each deck, and then I can pull 2 from the tarot.
Okay.
Is that
Y
acceptable?
Yeah, what tarot decks did you bring
I
for us?
brought the Forest Spirit imprint. It was a Kickstarter
I was
original.
gonna say that
Yeah,
looks really cool.
it's
Oh,
really it's
oh
really
my
pretty.
god. Okay.
I, f- I love the backs of this deck so much. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
So
the
pretty.
detail.
So pretty.
That
It's like a little
really
story.
matches, the Fairy Whispers oracle pretty well.
Taranoka Soul, you ladies are doing great. Thank you. Oh, yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that deck. I love that deck. I have that deck. Do you have both of them or just that one?
Just this one, I got it for my birthday, and get this, it's been cleansed and everything, but I never pulled from it before.
Oh, so this will be the
Oh,
first time you're pulling from it?
yeah. I haven't touched my cards much. I don't, I don't know why. I just
So if you guys want
look
to
at the
join
back.
in,
Yeah,
that's
let us
beautiful.
know.
Join in the comments. Let us know what you guys pull. You can pull 1 card, 2 cards, whatever. The
Yeah,
question is, are the Fae influencing stories? Right?
let us find out, yes.
Excellent. All right. Hey, look at that. We're just going to take this one. One more, please.
Oh, they're not even oh, that one.
That just flew all over the place. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's see, what do I got? Interesting. Hmm. Since you're still going, I'll go ahead and go
Yeah,
first.
please, please do.
So the 2 cards I got was the Two of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles.
Ooh.
Basically, I'd say yes, because pentacles are work, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of even modern stuff is work. It's the writing field, telling stories in the writing field, in books. And even Courtney with Erie's Witchcraft, she did a series of books. I do believe it's either 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. Rochelle, do you know how many she did? Um, but she did 2 or 3 of them, and she had talked about being inspired to write it by the Fae.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think this is definitely saying that through work that the people are being inspired to do that. The Two of Pentacles, I think, gives them the option of a decision. Like the Fae could try to inspire them. It's their choice to kind of take that inspiration. And I think the Nine of Pentacles is, that work paying off pretty much. Oh my gosh, what?
I think I got told off.
Oh no, what did you do? What did you say?
Oh my god, I asked a question. We have we have attitude
Mm.
and trespassers.
Ooh. Yours don't want to say nothing.
Oh, that is some sass. Like,
I
I
think
could
that's
see it's
sassy.
your attitude, it's are you perceiving it as they
Mm.
are? You know what I mean? It's all in your attitude about it, maybe? If they are? Or are they influencing our attitude towards or about them? I think I'm just straight up being told off.
I definitely think that there might be a little sass on their part that they don't want to answer that question for you.
I am getting a knot in my stomach over it, actually.
Ooh, yeah.
That maybe that's they don't want us to know.
And that's entirely possible too. But again, you have the different fae and the different experiences with them.
Yeah. That's some sass, man. Like,
Hi, Courtney. I
wow.
wonder what the book says.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
have the book. I have the book, so I
Oh,
know it's harder
good,
for
because
you
you
to
can
read it.
read it
So
better than I can.
yes, exactly. So let me read it for you. Let's see.
This is partnership here, man.
Exactly, exactly. You're doing the comments for me because that's ridiculous. I can't do anything on my phone from that. And I'll read the book for you. What were the ones again?
Attitude and trespassers.
Okay, attitude and
Tell
trespassers.
me that's not some sass. Like,
All right, attitude. Oh, interesting. It says make faces at yourself in the mirror today, and the chant, because I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'll read the
yeah,
chant. It says, Mother, Father, God, help me to see what I need to see and to release what I need to release. Help me to see within the mirror clearly and with insight into my inner being. Assist me in being forgiving of myself and others so that I may live the happiest and most successful life possible. Not what I was expecting.
not fitting. It's not fitting.
Not what I was expecting.
Maybe it's because I don't use this one. I haven't
Maybe.
ever used this one, you know?
It says, take a close look at the way you interact with others. Stand up for your rights or ideals. What appears obvious to you may not be so obvious to another.
That's interesting.
Right. So what's the second card?
Trespassers.
Trespassers. That's it.
See, what's obvious to you may not be obvious to another. So, like, in my opinion, they are influencing that, but another person might not be feeling that way.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yes,
know what I
absolutely. I
mean?
could see that. Trespassers. So boundaries is the key word. It says sneak into the fairy realm today. I don't know if they were really telling you off. All right, the chant says, I come to the fairy bridge and say the magic words. All false boundaries drop from me. I come from a clear mind and free spirit. I am open to possibilities. I'm respected and I respect others. Harmony resides in my soul. So be it.
Mm,
So how do you feel about
okay.
that?
So it's possible.
Yeah. I
It's
think that your
possible.
initial reaction, you were doing human reaction
Yeah.
to a fey response,
Right.
which is a perfect example of how human rules don't apply to fey generally.
Mhm. Mhm. That was something, let me tell you.
Yes. I'm so glad I read out of the book though.
Wow. Yeah. It's just like,
Um, Bridget says they're telling you to F around and find out. Yes, they are.
oh my gosh. See, I wanna get dowsing rods so bad, and I might be treating myself very soon. My friend Lunar Sarah, she's been using them, and I'm like, and Rochelle, oh my god, I want dowsing rods. Y'all are inspiring me to get them because I want more of a I want direct answers. But will the Fae be direct with us? Probably not.
Probably not. Not
Probably
like you
not.
want. Like just now, that the direct answer would have been, sassy, we aren't helping you. But
Right.
really, that's not what the cards meant according to
Right.
the author of the cards or the artist of the cards.
That's so fitting, right? Because like we think it's one way how we perceive it, but it could be totally something different.
Right. So Tarot and Oracle for the Soul has said they've not been reading much either. Because you had
Interesting.
mentioned earlier that you hadn't been doing a lot of
I've
reading.
been having a disconnect. Yeah, I have. Um, I don't know what happened.
Life happens.
Mhm.
That's all it is. It's just life. Debbie said that was so good.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Like, I pulled cards when I was on vacation, and I hadn't pulled cards since I was, like, on my had my birthday, so that was months, and then I haven't done it in a while since. Um, so I'm out in the woods. Let's see.
They don't answer when you want it, but when they want it. Yes,
Yeah, it's on their
that's
terms. It is.
that's also valid. Their
Mhm.
terms are unique. It's really interesting. We were talking about boundaries earlier. And I know
Yeah.
we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon, but we were talking about boundaries earlier. And some of the things that I had read about boundaries is that they are big on boundaries.
Mhm.
And while that is something that is really common in a lot of things, which is why you have things, and I'm going to breach the subject a tiny bit, but like iron to keep the fae away, right?
Mhm.
The fae are big on boundaries, and something I've been mulling over and trying to decide how I feel about it is an idea that I came across in a book, and I don't remember which one it was because I read a lot of fairy books. Okay, a lot. Uh, but it had said that even a boundary like your fencing
Mhm.
can be a boundary for the fae because you haven't left an opening for them to even come in,
Mhm.
which is interesting to me. Like, I don't know how I feel about that yet, right? But it's this idea that they're big enough on boundaries that they won't cross certain boundaries either, despite the fact that people think they would.
I think all that. Mm, I don't want to say too much because I want to save that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So I'm like biting my tongue on what I really want to say.
I know.
Um,
It's so hard because we have so many other things we want to talk about with that
yeah,
topic that it's going to be a whole live on its own.
yeah, that's a big one.
Okay, so
Um,
here, I'll rearrange it for you. In your experience, do you think any of the boundaries like fencing for you has stopped any connections?
well, but okay, so we had our fence put in, right? We had our fence put in, and before it was like fully finished, they didn't cap the tops, and they were hollow. Am I getting totally off topic here?
No, go for it.
Um, and I did a little sprinkle of some stuff, and with the intention of my fence being protected. Now, the fence itself, I personally wouldn't view that as like keeping the fae out, but since I did put something in,
In
literally, it's
the
in my
fence.
fence, there
Ah.
is a protection from negative energies. However, I still encounter the fae in my backyard.
So within your
Um,
experience, that boundary did not stop them.
right, right. It keeps negative stuff out because that's what I had the intention for.
Do you think
But
that would keep negative fae out, like fae that meant harm to you?
yeah, like
I do
the
too.
situation with the front yard
Yeah.
tree.
Yep.
Um, I would feel it. I would literally feel and hear footsteps stalking my fence. You could hear it, like
What?
audible footsteps. It would go around my fence, but it couldn't get through.
That's
Um,
creepy.
I was worried. I was so creeped out. I was walking backwards into my house with a front door because I felt at any second if I turned, something would latch on.
Ugh.
Um, it was just making me nervous. I felt like it could cross, but it couldn't. You know what I mean? I was
That's a
very
good thing, right?
strong. What?
That's a good thing, right? That it couldn't?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But still, man, I was worried. But I had I knew that what I did was gonna protect me from anything harmful, baneful, malevolent. So,
Well,
um,
that brings us around to the idea of intent then too. Because if the fae were not
That's what I was trying not to touch
worried,
on. Yeah.
yeah, about intention.
Uh-huh.
How would that play out, right? So there's
Right.
a lot of stuff that just like you're gonna find things in and out of all phase stuff that just
Mhm.
contradict over and over and over and over and over again. And
Right.
the best thing I could tell anybody about that is experience it for yourself so you can figure it out with whatever connection you're making with the fact.
Mhm. I agree.
Let's see. We have Wood Dweller in here. Hi.
Hey, Wood Dweller. Welcome.
She's so fun.
I love her.
Let's see. I'm looking at comments. Rochelle said, I think that would also depend on the Fae being you are in contact with.
Absolutely.
She's talking about
Oh.
speaking in riddles and trickery.
Yeah, not all of them
There's
do that.
oh, that's a good idea too, Rochelle. The stereotypes that us humans give them also.
Oh, that's another episode.
It could
Doesn't it
be.
sound like another
It
one?
does. It sounds like another episode.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the inspiration. um,
So I think that's all the comments, really. Personal gnosis all the way.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Personal gnosis
Cool.
all the way. Everything that I have come in contact with has all been personal gnosis. There's no set, you have to do this. You have to
Mhm.
do this. You have to do this. It's like when you're learning something new, right? Like even say you're learning how to sculpt or something like that. There are generic things that you come in with, but those generic things may not apply to you specifically.
Right, right.
Rochelle says, hey, that's what I'm here for. She's our muse. Is she a fairy muse then?
Oh, are the Fae whispering to her to inspire us?
Let's see.
Who
How far
knows?
can we take that?
Could take it as
I am
far as
not
you
going to
want.
try to pronounce that word from Emily. I don't know what that word is, but I'm definitely not going to try to pronounce it.
Oh, um, moose moose wibbling. Moose salute.
Yeah, no clue. Mm-mm. Nope.
I'm sorry. I'm not
You
trying
are
to like
way braver than
laugh.
me.
I'm genuinely like,
Trying to figure it out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not trying to be funny, but I just laugh at how I sound.
So we're coming up on an hour. Is there anything else you want to breach really quick?
Do you want to talk about what we're doing next time?
I think you definitely should because you're definitely in charge of that one.
Oh no, I don't
Oh
want to be
yes.
silly and don't put me in charge.
No, we're fair partners. Don't
No,
worry.
it's a team. It's a team effort.
It's a team effort.
So we are in the depths here of spooky season. So why not have a Samhain darker half of the year autumnal episode about the Fae and the Veil?
Yep, where we'd be talking about how I perceive work with different kind of fae when the veil is thin.
Hmm. Our
Because
work's different from each
it
other.
is. It's very different from each other. And
Hmm.
it pulls in, for me, just a little hint here, it pulls into trooping fae. So there will be some interesting concepts about trooping fae that will be brought up in that episode.
Right. Um,
And you wanted to breach on what? The wild hunt?
I would like to, yeah. I would
Hmm.
like to, cause a lot of people view the Wild Hunt from Samhain to the New Year.
Hmm.
Some people think it's just a Yule thing. Um, it all depends, but I was talking with a friend, Lunar Sarah. Hey girl, hey, I'm sure you're watching. And she says she at least starts to feel the stirrings of it around Samhain, and I feel that. And I would love to to go into that a little bit.
So the next one, we're doing that one. Did you decide on a date for that one?
No,
Uh,
we didn't talk about that, did we?
We did. I asked what date you wanted to do, and you said you'd get back to me.
Okay, so we talked about it, but we didn't just definitively
Yes,
decide.
it is going to be in like a week or two, right? Because it's going to be closer to Samhain, but not on
Yeah,
Samhain.
right.
So probably somewhere what around the 27th or 28th.
28th is spoken for, but
Okay,
and the 26th is, but how's the 27th sound to you? Or do you want to get back to me?
I would have
Private?
to get back to you on that one in
Okay.
private for sure. But it'll be
Okay.
somewhere towards the end of the month, but not at Samhain. We'll make sure that we're not interfering with other people who may be doing really interesting work on their channels for Samhain too.
Right,
So
right. Okay, so keep an eye out. Oh, she said it sounds good. Okay, cool.
she said it was moss people earlier.
Oh, moss.
Yeah,
Oh, the moss
translation.
people.
Yeah, she said translation would be moss woman or moss
Yeah,
people and moss people.
I researched them. I remember I was telling you about them
Yes,
recently.
I have not
Oh my
researched them.
gosh. I'll have to show you what oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a whole story about like taking an item and not giving it back and not wanting to give it back. Oh yeah.
We'll have to get into this.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. So we're over an
Okay.
hour. And our next one is going to be right before Samhain. So we'll be talking about wild hunts and we'll be talking about trooping fae and how it goes into our practices.
Mhm. Sounds good. Thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you
And
so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And it's so fun to talk to you, Star.
it's always fun. It's always a blast to talk to you, and I'm so glad that y'all wanted to take part and be a part of the conversation in the chat. Like, it's not just us, it's you guys and what you contribute to. So, thanks for being a part of this. And until next time, guys. Is there anything you want to wrap up?
Have a very great day.
Stay wild and whimsical. Bye. Wait, wait. Oh god, I did this last time. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Bye, guys.